And we are back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is another episode of
Magic Talk.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to step in on your line a little bit there.
He hasn't been here in a little bit. So
I got excited.
I know. And maybe we should have put the headphones on before so we didn't hear the as you were.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, perfect.
Anyways.
Welcome to another edition of Magic Talk. This episode is about why some people love to be fooled versus others hate it. And they hate it to such a degree, it makes them angry. Right after this.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
Welcome to Magic Talk, the ultimate backstage pass to the world of magic. We dive deep into the art, the craft, and the business behind the illusion. If it's magic, we talk about it. Sometimes. And now, your hosts, master of misdirection and dad jokes, magician James Lantine, purveyor of magical oddities and unpaid family labor, magic shop owner Joshua Lantine, and straight from a suspiciously nearby park bench, the one, the only, Gregory Alexander.
That's right, from the park bench.
I got a question about
suspiciously nearby.
Yeah, what does that mean? Suspiciously nearby. What is suspiciously nearby?
See, it's I can't reason that one. That one's kind of funny.
Okay, so
I'm curious.
all right, so you're stalking. So there's a park bench.
Who put the
So
bench there? Did I put the bench there?
yeah, it's what I was
Did
gonna
I
say.
place the bench there? In
No,
a
you're
suspicious
just
manner?
Is that
no,
why
you-
it's
Or did I, like, as a creepy person, just like come up because I now found, a bench to be creepy at?
yes.
Why do you have a creepy bench near your business,
Yeah,
Jim?
I know, right?
No, because
Is that to lure people like me?
Yeah, you sit there.
I think we're
The spider caught himself a fly.
we're destroying his whole thing with the introduction.
Every time we come to the office, Greg is sitting on the park bench looking, and we figured, you know what? If he's just going to stalk us, we might as well bring him in.
So
I
Greg's
appreciate that.
it's not the bench that's suspicious, it's Greg, unless the bench is what spawned Greg, and that's why it's suspicious.
Let's get this clear though. So when you come across a creepy person, your first thought is, why not welcome him into the family?
Yeah, because
I love that.
I've been told I'm creepy.
You very.
Yeah.
But that's why we get along. You see,
So that's why
the
I've
similarities
Yeah.
of creepiness.
I think it's the time that he was raised in.
Creepy time.
Yeah, I mean, it was those
Salem,
days.
Massachusetts.
Close. I mean, everything's close over there.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, I know. I was just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
But everything's close over there, so you could practically walk to all of those places.
All right. So I have a question.
What?
Greg,
Yes, sir.
do you like to be fooled?
Yes, I love to be fooled.
And why do you like to be fooled?
Because it kind of speaks to that inner child into me. I love that feeling of this that moment of just really. Miggs he calls it a wow moment. I love being in the moment of wow, right? And nowadays, let's just be real, there's very few wow moments available in such trying times.
There you go. All right, Joshua, same
Yes.
question.
Same question. Do I
I feel
like
like
being
this
sold?
is the dating game.
I will not be going on a second date with Josh. He was absolutely inappropriate and very handsy.
And I can give you another reason why I hate being fooled.
Why do you
I
hate being fooled?
absolutely hate it
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
because you don't feel stupid every time you've been fooled.
No.
I feel like every time I get fooled or somebody's trying to fool me, they're trying to make me look stupid, and
How
that's
dare
why I
they.
hate it.
I hate
So-
to hear that.
So
So
Joshua,
there's my devil's advocate.
yes, Joshua is just being a devil's advocate because I know Joshua likes being
More
fooled.
like a
Oh,
devil's
I
egg.
love it. I much like what you were saying with the whole wow factor. I love feeling that. Feeling like, oh my God, there's no possible way. But I have heard on so many occasions, I hate being fooled. I absolutely hate it. I hate it when people try to fool me because they make me feel stupid.
So here,
No, go
here's the deal.
That's what the my experience has been with the other side.
So for me, I love being fooled. In fact, I love seeing a good magic show. I do not like seeing a bad magic show.
I mean, who does?
Oh, I know,
Is
but
there
you know,
anybody who's kind of like, I just want a really garbage magic show? that
No.
I want to look
I
at.
do want to see though. I do want to see a good magic show, and so for me, I'm gonna add me to the stage and take solo. So for me, I like being fooled. So even if I'm not fooled, if you watch me at a magic show, I tend to sit there and I'm like,
Just that anticipation.
just watching, and then people are like, "Dude, why are you smiling?" I'm like, this is cool. I'm enjoying this, even if I'm not fooled. It's like I'm enjoying this. So I tend to be the creepy guy that looks like, oh my god, this guy's gonna stalk us afterwards. So, which is true. I probably will. All right. So next question. Let's see here. Why is that not coming in? Nope.
Technical difficulty.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoop. Oh, next question. Sorry.
He's figuring it out as
Trying
he
to figure
goes.
out the buttons. So when a lot of people say during the suspend, you suspend disbelief. So it's kind of like watching a movie. When you watch a movie, do you enjoy immersing yourself into that movie and letting it almost be real?
I find that an interesting
Or-
question.
Do you end up being kind of a skeptic and be like, oh, well, they're just using cables and they're doing this
I'm
and they're
gonna.
doing that?
For me, I feel like that's a bit on the shoulders of the creators to, allow me to be immersed. I find it difficult for myself to become immersed in a lot of stuff. I notice things. I'm one of those guys that are like, kind of talk during movies, admittedly. So, bringing up certain things. Now, if it's put together well and thought about well and written well, and then I am immersed, I love that. But I find myself less immersed in movies, especially more often, just because they typically follow certain formulas and whatnot that could be predictable or that kind of a thing. And so it's just kind of like The Magician, right? I think a lot of people, when they go to a magic show, they have an expectation in their own mind that they want to be fulfilled. It's up to the magician to fulfill it to a certain extent. And I think that's a reason why set design, opening music, things like this are really important to have during your show, because it's going to give people the appropriate expectation of your show along the way. And if you do that well, then people will struggle less to suspend disbelief. But I don't know if that was too drawn out of an answer.
It was very drawn out, but that's okay. Joshua, do you immerse yourself in a movie?
Well, no, and this is legitimate. I do appreciate when I see it. It's again along the same lines of that good magic show, bad magic show thing. If it's a movie that has something interesting to it, I will appreciate heavily the what they did, how they did it, or I would actually, much like the fooling aspect, is kind of like, gosh, how did they do that? That looked really cool. Is it just CGI or is it got more to it, type of thing? But I typically don't. Something can really draw me in, but it's more story based and less the illusion aspect of it.
Okay, I get immersed into a movie. Julie will always say that whenever I get into a movie, I completely block everything out and I pay no attention to if somebody could be having a conversation with me and I'm like, what? Like the Tom Cruise movie, shoot,
There's a couple.
the one that he's the agent.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Thank you. Oh my
I was
God.
gonna say there's a couple movies.
Yeah, I watch
Mr.
watch
Cruz
Mission.
has been in.
Yeah, but I watch Mission Impossible and I just get myself totally absorbed into it. And I love the whole idea of espionage and
Now, is that because of the story, or is that because of the theatrics of it? Like
Both.
how he's doing it, and
Both. But I don't try to necessarily guess how on earth did he stand up on that plane.
that is lots of cables.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
lots of really sophisticated fishing line.
So here are some of the reasons psychologists say people like to be fooled. One, there's people that like to suspend disbelief. They just enjoy letting go. Two is they don't need an answer to everything. There are some people who have to, if you want me to believe in a God, I have to have proof that there's a God. There are some people who just, I don't need the answer to it yet. I just believe. It brings out some childlike curiosities. So, like believing in Santa Claus. And it's entertainment over ego. I don't have to figure it out. So, kind of like what Josh was saying is, I hate being fooled. Makes me feel stupid. So some of the reasons why people hate being fooled is they feel like there's a sense of loss of control. They don't know what's happening. And their ego or intellect, analytical people being tricked can make them feel outsmarted or stupid. It can make them have negative associations. So, for example, if they've been deceived in real life, that can bring up some of that negative feeling. And frustration versus fun. They approach puzzles to solve them, not to enjoy them. So,
Now, can I add something?
Yes, you may.
With the negative aspect to it?
Yes, you may.
Legitimately, in relation to being fooled, or in relation to just observing magic, period, I do greatly hate it when there's magic that is made to make somebody feel stupid. Where I know a couple of magicians who feel the same sentiment, where it's don't make your audience feel stupid. Whatever
Right.
you do, avoid that entirely. You being the butt of the joke. I think this is even something, like a lot of rules in acting and in other mediums of entertainment. You can be the butt of the joke, but your audience should never be the butt of the joke. And if that's the case, then you've lost them entirely.
Right.
To which I completely agree with that. And whenever I observe something like that, somebody is really going and digging into somebody as an audience member, I hate that completely. That is a complete pet peeve of mine.
Well, some people, I think their brains are what, we have, our brains are wired differently. Some people love the playful, love the feel of the unknown. And other people, it actually absolutely drives them nuts. They got to dive in. They got to figure out more. They got to, so one of the things is, for people who have a strong need for clear answers, magic denies them that closure. So it irritates them. And as far as ego and identity, some people with the being fooled makes them feel like a failure. If I can't figure this out, I'm not smart enough. Or if their ego gets in the way, they see it as external performance, not a challenge to their intellect. For me, I'm not out there to fool my audience. I'm out there to entertain my audience. And if it creates that sense of like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Then I've done my job. If it creates the sense of, I can't stand this, I'm leaving, this just drives me nuts, and I hate magic, and then I didn't do my job. Because I want people to be entertained and forget about the fooling part. So if I perform my show well, then I've entertained them, and I've kind of cleared their mind of all that. I got to figure this out. So now it just becomes entertaining and fun. So that's my personal opinion.
have you found that there are ways of you performing that kind of gets people on your side, so to speak? So it's not a you. I've noticed that a lot too, where it's that whole you versus the. I suppose that goes along with the same thing you were just talking about, is like that you versus the audience type of deal. Whereas if it's the two of you together, you and the audience, you're on the same team, I feel like that really diffuses a lot of that level of anxiety, so to speak. Because I've seen that. I've actually even performed for people where I see it in their face as I'm doing it. It's like, oh, wow, you don't be nervous. It's okay. I'm not trying to make you look stupid. But it's getting them on your side. And so you're on the same team together as the trick is being done.
So, Greg, what is the most important part when you perform magic to somebody? What is the one thing you hope to accomplish when you perform, whether it's a one-on-one trick or if you're in a group or whatever? Let's say it's even a one-on-one. What do you hope to accomplish showing somebody that one trick?
Making sure that I do it well. Let's
Right.
be real, right? Like making sure I do it well, so where I'm not looking like I've never done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Something I've done a million times. I mean, I'm not even going to get too deep into it. That's pretty much my main concern, because then it allows them to do the magic in their minds in the moment, you know.
And not look and go, oh my God, this guy is like horrible.
Yeah, or just all of a sudden, because I take it seriously, because this person doesn't know what level of magician I'm at, or am, or you know, or anything like that, and so their perception of magic in that moment kind of falls on my shoulders, right? It does on any magician's shoulders that is performing for someone in that moment. So, yeah.
You and I had to talk about this before, where as a student of magic, you somewhat represent your teachers,
100%.
kind of like in martial arts.
Yes.
So if you go out and you present yourself and you're not, you know, in martial arts, and you look like you have two left feet, then to a degree you're being somewhat disrespectful to your teacher.
Your school, absolutely, 100%.
And so I
Much
believe,
like if you're being rude to people, you're a representation of your family and your parents' upbringing of yourself, right? It's like, wow, did your mom really raise you like that?
your pops is here. Did you guys
Almost
really
you
raise
can
him that
blame
way?
for everything?
Yeah.
He sounds like he's accepting responsibility.
I used to tell my wife all the time, it doesn't matter how our kids behave to us. What matters is what other people say about our kids when they're out in public,
Mm-hmm.
and how they behave to them.
He would say that as we were pulling Mom's hair.
I would counter that to an extent. I would flip that around a little bit, because you are a very important person and you're discrediting yourself in that statement. I would say that they should speak as highly, you know, of your kids as you would speak of them when they're around you. Right?
Well,
You
the
should-
thing
you
with
should
kids,
let
though,
this knucklehead push you around. That's what
Yeah.
I'm hearing right now. What have you done to him, Josh?
What have I done?
aside from what I've been seeing already,
So-
this poor gentleman over here.
He was ruined
He's
well
been absolutely
before I
abused
got
by
to
you.
him.
I can just tell already.
He was ruined well before I got here.
I-
I'll tell you that.
I think the thing is that you know, kids are going to test the boundaries with their parents. They're always going to push those boundaries.
100%.
And so to judge whether or not you did a good job in raising your kids by how much they push those boundaries is not, I don't think, an accurate judgment, because when they are with people in public, what do they do with those boundaries? Do they respect them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do people come up to you and say, oh my gosh, your son is such a joy? Not that anyone has ever done that with my kids, but the thing is yeah, if they come up and they're like, you know, oh my gosh, I can't just believe how you're, in all honesty, I've had people, you have raised 4 amazing adults.
You have?
That's what they tell me.
I haven't seen him.
I-
Where are they?
I know. Where's the proof? I haven't seen nothing.
they're back east.
They don't tell me any of it.
Wow, Jim has baby mamas.
Oh.
Oh no.
So anyway, I think a lot of that is it's how you do. Obviously, so I went to see the lecture by Richard Turner, and it
He
was
didn't take me to go along with him.
I did not.
Shows him everybody here how much he actually likes me
That's-
or loves me.
that's true. But the one thing
I gave you your grandson.
oh my god, the one thing about Richard was I asked him the question. I said, how, if you practice wrong perfectly, then you are perfectly wrong, right? When you go to perform the trick, you're doing it wrong, but you will do it perfectly, right?
Okay.
What is that called, Josh?
A new method.
No.
No, it's practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent.
Yes.
That's the sentiment.
And so if you're doing something wrong, you're going to have that as part of your routine, and whether it's a peak or whatever the case may be.
That's a flash is the technical term.
Yeah.
Peaking is something you're doing on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thank
I
you.
read more than he does.
I'm being schooled by yeah, he does. So I had asked Richard, I said, you're blind. How do you know if you are practicing something perfectly right? And he's like, well, you saw me today. Did anything look wrong? And I went, no. Then I guess I practiced perfectly right.
So he didn't answer your question.
No.
No.
See, I think he could see, and he's just using a stripper deck this whole time.
So here's something that's really interesting. Richard he had a brain study done in San Diego, and he invited the professor to come to the lecture. And so at some point during the lecture, he said, I'd like the professor to talk about what he found. And so he said, we hooked him up to electrodes, and his neural connections are like beyond anything we've seen.
So the professor, Di Vernon, or
No,
a professor?
A professor.
Okay, so a scientist.
Yes, a scientist. So their neural connections were more than that he's ever seen, and blah, 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 blah. And he was actually seeing visual. The brain was showing activity of visual sight. And so then the other people that were involved in the study decided that we need to blindfold the blind man because he was showing sight. And when they blindfolded him, it even intensified. So Richard was saying that when he does the moves, he visually sees it. He paints that picture, even though he can't see anything that's going on the table. And so I thought that was kind of interesting about how he does that. And the senses that he registers on his fingers are heightened more than they've seen. And so his sense of touch, he sued Bicycle twice. The first time they changed how they did the manufacturing of the playing cards. And what they were doing was they were cutting the decks, but then half the deck would be cut in one direction, whereas the other half was cut in another, and they'd assemble them together. And so it totally threw him off. So he sued and he won. And so Bicycle went back to their original manufacturing style for this particular deck. And later on down the road, they did it again. So he sued them again, and they settled out of court, and they hired him. So now he does all of their QC when they start up a new line. He checks the quality of the cards, the cut, and it's all by touch. He can just feel it. And so he's part of their QC. He quality controls the new line when it goes up to make sure the equipment's doing what it's supposed to do. So anyway, I digress. But, the thing with Richard is Richard will tell anybody exactly what he's doing. I'm not dealing from the top. I'm dealing from the sixth, and I'm false shuffling. I'm doing all this. But can you catch me? And it's like, no. Yeah, so even though he's doing all this stuff, you're still in awe because you're going, how the hell? And one of the things that he said was Di Vernon would tell him about a move. And Richard thought that Di Vernon could do the move. And so Richard would go home and he would try it and practice it and study it and do all this stuff until he could finally master that move. And he'd come back and he would do it, and Di Vernon would be like, "That's it." And then he later found out that it was an impossible move. Nobody could do that move. But Richard didn't know it was impossible. So he kept working it until it became possible. And so that was his whole mantra, is there's absolutely nothing impossible. You just have to keep working it and, doing whatever until it becomes possible. It might only be possible to one person like him.
Mhm.
You just have to go and spend 180,000 hours.
180,000 hours is how much time he rehearsed or practiced a move.
So if you do that, then you could be the second person to be
Guinness.
able to do it.
Guinness World Book of Records for that. All right, we are going to take a minute to say, don't forget. Yes, help us out with that channel. So, Josh, we are doing a review of a book and a deck. Oh my God,
Actually,
Hey,
I
minute,
brought.
Jim.
I brought.
Why don't you take a minute?
I got a hiccup.
I got two. You can decide. We have the Pro Keto box, and we also have the book, The Very Best of John Kerry.
Let's do the very best.
Okay.
Here we go.
Is it good? Should I buy it? Does it suck? Did I get ripped off? Is it more of a craft project than a magic trick? These
Yeah,
questions and more answered now on the Magic Item of the Week here on Magic Talk.
All right, so perhaps I should tell you when it's just audio playing, our mics don't mute.
Oh yeah, that'd be good to know.
Yeah. All right, so Josh, what do you got?
So this is the Very Best of John Kerry. Who's got the? This is his newest book that he's been assembling for a little while.
And there's a deck of cards next to it. Why?
Because I have all my crap out in front of me.
Okay.
But this book actually is an accumulation of. There are coins in it. I skimmed through the index. There's different coin tricks. Most of it is card magic. John Kerry is known for mostly doing card magic, though he does dabble in different coin effects. This is all of the things that he has either created or improved upon, and it's mostly new.
Okay.
There's some. He's got various videos and lectures out there where he's revisiting some of the tricks that he has introduced in those videos and lectures in the book as well. But he's bringing on this principle, or this whole his whole manner of thinking, where he's taking it and he's really bringing it to its most magical level. Where he's kind of trimming the fat on all of it. There's things I've read through at least 6 of the effects, and it is true. He's taking the most magical of the moments and he's really honing in on that, and he's kind of cutting all the fat and all the unnecessary stuff.
And what does this book cost?
This book is $55.
55?
Yeah, and there's 55 and what is it? 356 or 300. Let me look at this again. The 352 pages of amazing magic.
All right. Cool.
So I would get it. I highly recommend it, actually.
So, Greg, why do
Yes.
I keep going to him when I call your name? What
See,
is...
it's that whole thing we were just talking about? He never gets my name right the
I know.
first time.
What is your absolute most favorite go-to if somebody says, "Hey, you're a magician? Do a trick for me." What do you do?
Okay, first of all, I rarely do tricks for people when they ask me to do tricks.
Really?
Yeah, I almost never do tricks for people when they ask me to do tricks.
So nothing.
And why is that?
I usually never have them with me.
So you don't bring stuff with you.
No,
And why is that?
because I'm usually doing other things other than magic. You know what I mean? That I need to be focused on.
Okay, so what you're saying is that
I usually only perform magic either if I'm working on stuff at home for my dad or people, or my girl or something like that, or like when I do shows. Those are pretty much the only time that I do
That you
actually
carry.
perform for people. Yeah, or if I go to half the time I don't even bring stuff when I go to the castle, and Raven gets pissed to be like, "You didn't bring anything tonight?" I'm like, "No, I'm just here to hang out." I probably don't do it enough. I should do it more. But I mean, lately, and it just depends. But like lately, if I do something for someone, "Thy Will Be Done" has been one of my go-tos.
And what is that?
It is a revelation. It's well, I guess a confabulation. A watch marker and coin go onto the table. You let the people make some free choices, and their selections are going to match a tarot card that was previously placed on the table before everything started.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
cool. It's a good one. Loops, though, actually, there you go. Loops. Loops will be something that I have on me where I'll do like a levitation or something like that.
Okay. But in general, so I always get criticized because I hardly remember to bring anything. Joshua always has a deck with him.
Oh yeah.
But
it's a style of magician, to be honest with you. Like an illusionist, you wouldn't expect to have a deck of cards with them, right? You're like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm a magician. I make like 100 or whatever they make. We'll just say, well, I'm a Vegas illusionist in this scenario. You know, I make $100,000 a year. You know, performing professional magic. Great. Can you show me something? No. Well, what do you do? Oh man, I do big shows. I sell out. 2,000, 3,000 people. They're amazing, big shows. Okay, can you do something now? No. All you do is stuff with an assistant, right? I mean, I'm just saying, right?
That's very
Would you
true.
really expect that guy to do a matrix all of a sudden and, let some sort of ambitious card routine and everybody's
Right.
trash if he doesn't? But I'm not trying to say that that's me at all. I definitely should do magic for people just for flight time and to get, comfortable doing stuff like that. But I'm more of like a parlor guy. I like to have my area. You go over there. I'm over here. Let me set stuff up and let's go.
I don't tend to bring stuff not because I don't want to. I just don't think about it. And then I'm out and about, and somebody says, "Oh, you're a magician. Can you do something?"
I really should.
And that's exactly what I do. I go, "There you go." I pull my finger off. And so the thing that, maybe what I should say is, listen, dude, I do this professionally. I get paid to do a trick. Are you going to pay me right now?
Exactly, right? Yeah. You can play the cool kid at angle like that.
Yeah.
Just be like, "Yeah, bro, no, I'm not working right now. But if you have, how much do you have on you?"
Yeah.
I mean, what do you got? You got $100? That's like a couple of tricks. I got like 10 minutes for you if you want.
So it was like when we were flying back, I was flying back east. I was coming home from back east, and I was sitting next to a guy who was a comedian, and the flight attendant was in a jump seat sitting in front of us. And so she overheard us talking. He had a club and stuff, and I was talking about my magic. And she's like, "Oh, you guys are performers?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a comedian." He's a comedian and magician. And she's like, "Oh, you guys really aren't that funny."
What?
And it's like,
Well, you're also very rude.
yeah, we were like, "We're not working. Are you a flight attendant?" "Yes." "You're really not that good." That's what we said. And she laughed. So
You are funny.
Yeah. But it was
Yeah, but
just
looks aren't everything.
it was just yeah. It was funny how it came out, because it was like just because you're a magician doesn't mean you're working 24/7.
Yeah.
You're not always on stage.
Now, that
So-
being said, I do have some apps that I've been playing with lately, the past actually few days, so that I am always ready.
Oh, that's
be able
because
to
you
do
have them on
stuff.
your phone.
So because they're always on my phone, so then I'll have no excuse. So I've actually been working on a couple of really fun routines involving my phone. So
Nice.
So that's been cool.
All right. Josh, I saw you had a deck of cards.
I do.
Okay,
Speaking of everything that I'm walking around with,
Boys.
every point.
mics don't mute.
There is an outbreak among us. It is limited to only a small portion of our population. They have a sickness. They have an addiction. They collect bicycle playing cards, which is bad for them, but great for us because we have almost 500 decks of playing cards to choose from. They'll go crazy in here. They'll spend every last penny they... This is their story. This is Playing Cards Anonymous here on Magic Talk.
I should do a video to that.
You should actually.
Show some guy going in and with a
Just
playing card collection.
hunched over and
Then
kind
he
of distraught, and is what am I going to do? There's not enough cards in the world.
then he
I
goes
need
in
more.
and he goes in and he starts going crazy. They'll go crazy in here. All
It'd be fun.
right. So what do you got, Josh?
All right, we have. We actually got a couple of new cards in our last order. This is one of them. This is called Yield. I believe it is in the same. Put that down. I believe it's in the same, the same line of Keep Smiling. Do you remember the that deck of that line of deck of cards?
Yes.
So this is in the same the same field of it. At least when you look at the creators of it, this has been produced and distributed by the Bacon Playing Card Company in Beijing. They're okay.
They're okay.
They're okay. They do not have identical jokers, something that I'm not super fond of. You got one that's a red one and one that's a blue one, or bluish one, kind of like a blue-gray.
So if they look the same to me, I should probably go see a doctor.
You might be colorblind. But yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting design. They have this is what some of the number cards, spot cards end up looking like, and it varies, the little flourish that they add into it. It varies depending on what suit you're looking at.
And it's almost like somebody hand wrote the values.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm. Like a
Kinda.
marker.
Like
Looks like a
this one's
Sharpie.
right here. That one's another one. These are the diamonds. The court cards are, I suppose you can't say it's terribly disappointing, but they are standard. They're not breaking the mold on any of the
The red
images and
color
whatnot.
on them is quite light. Huh? It's like a
Oh, yeah.
almost like a pastel color on the.
Kind
It's
of.
not even like a black. It's like a. It
It
almost looks like the black from like a bad photocopy.
kind of. Actually, it's
Oh, really?
like that bluish gray.
Yeah, it's like it needs more ink or something. They look a bit
It looks
faded.
yeah,
Even yeah,
that's a good word.
they all look faded.
So it's got an interesting aesthetic in that regard. The Pharaoh on them is not good. I will put it politely there.
So why are we
So
looking at this deck again?
The edges are dull.
The
They
edges
all can't
actually
be
very,
winners, I guess.
no, they all can't be, but they look good. They
I feel
look
like
nice.
our listeners deserve the winners, though, Josh.
Well, I'll find you the. I've explored all the winners. You got to find you got to find it. It's not a lousy deck of
So-
cards, but it's not a great deck of
The
cards.
yield on this deck is much to be desired. we'll
Yes.
just say.
It's interesting.
That's odd too. What are these?
They are. I actually don't know. It is not the Joker.
It's
What
like-
is going on, Josh? I find this unacceptable.
I don't. They kind of look like the Jokers, but again, they're not identical. So it's like,
what's on the other side of them?
this is one of the most interesting aspects of it. This is not an air cushioned finish.
Okay.
This
Jeez, man.
is-
No,
well, this one.
Thank you for joining our segment of Poop Deck.
Keep smiling, laugh on. That's why. It is.
Yeah.
So yes, the
So, in other words, what are people not going to pay for this deck?
$12.
Okay.
But this is a nice one-way design, because it doesn't give you the feeling of a one-way deck, even
Okay.
though it is.
That's what she said.
There's a plus.
Which, I mean, as far as an inexpensive deck is concerned, it's interesting. I wouldn't necessarily take this one and use it for Magic.
Who makes these again?
This is Keep Smiling and Laugh On from the Bacon Playing Card Company.
Not associated with Bacon Magic.
No.
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 But it is
Interesting.
still
So
from
another
Beijing.
magic company with the word bacon in it. What's up with that?
A card playing company.
Playing card company. Gotcha.
Yes.
Sorry, but interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have some
Bacon.
affiliation.
I guess they
because-
think everybody loves bacon, so maybe they'll buy these.
Yeah.
at least in America.
And everybody
Does it smell
does.
like bacon.
I wish.
Okay.
But
So,
yes, it's okay. It's I would say this is a good secular deck of cards.
okay.
I wouldn't use what? No, that is it is secular is the opposite. Clerical is church. Secular is for the layman. So a good lay deck of cards. It was something if you want to have just an interesting deck of cards to go take.
It would be.
Oh, that's
Then
not
you're
right. He disagrees.
All right. Well, to wrap things up, we were talking about being fooled or not to be fooled. So here is a summary of what the magician's job is.
So you can tell me what my job is.
Yes, presentation matters. You want the audience to feel like you're laughing with them, not at them.
My point. In the very beginning.
Right. You got to read your audience. A playful, curious crowd will love to be fooled. A highly skeptical or defensive crowd might need more humor or rapport to relax. And framing the trick, calling it a mystery or an impossible moment is less threatening than saying, I'm going to fool you. Hence,
Notice that
Penn and Teller fool us. Notice how they are not threatened by the word fool us.
I have noticed that in particular when you're dealing with the language of it. People who are more apt to wanting to be fooled, it's kind of a magician's thing. It's not so much the spectator's thing. It's like the magician is the one who's like, I want to be fooled, and then
It's how you frame it.
it's,
So-
I've just noticed that. But
Oh my God.
hey, I didn't do that one.
I
That was
know you
him.
didn't. I know. It was totally him.
Oh, man.
All right.
To the bench.
Greg,
Yes.
lost thoughts.
Lost thoughts.
Last-
That's a lot
Well,
of them.
as soon as I find him, Jim, I'll let you know.
Last thoughts.
Penny for your thought. English penny for your thought.
All right. That's your thought?
Yeah.
Perfect. Josh?
Well, if you want to put on a good show that people will walk away feeling good about, don't
Strip.
perform. Yeah, that's one. And then I'll throw him under the bus. Don't perform like Ricky Jay. He's a jerk.
He gets away with it.
Yes, he's
Or
a
he
jerk.
did get away
He
with
did.
it.
He's not here no more.
Yeah.
But he was a jerk. And
I've heard that a few times, but he got away with being arrogant.
in the year 2025,
All
he
right.
would not be as popular.
You don't think so?
I don't think so
All
at all.
right. Well, we'll never know. With that, I have no final thoughts other than to say, wow, I am a good looking dude. Sorry, did I say that on
You
public
said
radio?
that out loud.
I did say that out loud. Nuts.
I suppose you know what, that is a good thing because you say a lot of negative things about yourself, and we need to start bolstering the positivity in the room,
There you go.
even if it's false. I could kind of read the deception in your
This
voice,
guy.
but it's a good step in the right direction.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember at White Rabbit Magic,
We believe in magic.
Greg, I want that said with a little bit more enthusiasm.
We believe in magic.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.